morning, guys. Woo. Table's a bit wonky. All right. So hopefully this mic is in a good enough spot. I am going to work on getting some better lighting, a better lighting situation. Hopefully tomorrow. I just wanted to jump on. I've got a lot of like evening work meetings and dinner meetings and that sort of stuff. So I might not get the new moon reading out by tomorrow. So I thought I had tonight off, but it looks like I've got another dinner meeting. So I was feeling, let's just jump on and just do a quick little check-in and update. I had some interesting dreams last night that I don't quite remember. So yeah, just thought I'd little general energy update, and let's just see what comes out. I thought we would start with, actually I wanted to end with these archetype cards. Normally I let that sort of dominate the energy of the reading, but let's just pull a couple of cards here and see what is going on in the general energies. See what comes out. I love these cards because they're so slippery and they're so easy to shuffle, but let's see what else. Okay. So, what do we have? What do we have? We have got, Ace of Cups. Very lovely. So Ace of Cups is all about new opportunities for emotional connection, and what I'm getting off of this is filling your own cup. Not really getting any other downloads there. I'm not sure why I said filling your own cup, but that's just what came to me in the moment. We have got, interesting. All right. So we've got the Four of Cups in reverse, and the Four of Cups is a card generally of a lack of movement and dissatisfaction. We've got this little we've got a rat here, and he is walking on top of these wine glasses, and balancing on top of these glasses is not something that would be very easy. And you'd think if you had a rodent that was running across the top of glasses that he would be moving quickly, but he's definitely not. His tail is not in a position to be moving quickly. In fact, his tail is sort of wrapped in between the bottom of these glasses here. Now, the Four of Cups has come out in reverse. And then we have the Seven of Swords, which is generally our card of lying, stealing, being sneaky, being manipulative, that sort of stuff. So what this is telling me is that we're just sort of over being still. We're over waiting on top of these glasses here. And of course the cups and the glasses represent our emotions. So we're done sort of waiting in a situation that may have been sneaky and manipulative, and obviously it's not exactly what we're looking for. And in contrast, this Ace of Cups, it's got all of these sort of sprinkles and light, maybe coming into the cup and also emanating out of the cup. So we're just in a point where we're moving on from stale energies. We're moving on from things that could be seen as what's the right words that I'm looking for? I mean, obviously sneaky and manipulative will work, but what am I really thinking? I'm thinking strategic. We're moving away from any sort of energies that were being strategic in a way that would allow us to not be able to fill our own cup. And we've got the Two of Swords here, and it's come out in reverse. So the Two of Swords is, well, it's come out this way. So the Two of Swords is a card of, it can be a card of indecision. It can be about this or that energy. Swords are about the mind and about thoughts. So we could have been in two minds about something before. And it just seems like almost like we're paying something no mind. All right, so that's the general collective energies. All right, let's move on to these archetype cards and take a look at what it is that we can be focused on. I guess you know, for the collective, this will be energies that we can be focused on for this Leo new moon. And I will endeavor, I think I've got 4 hours on Thursday, so I will be getting the new moon readings out. It's just going to be a slight bit delayed. You guys can see what's on the bottom. Now I want to take a peek. So we've got the Mentor on the bottom of the deck here, just as I'm shuffling. And the eagle energy there, actually I think that's the owl. The owl is a totem that is about wisdom, being able to see in the dark. It's also about protecting your community and protecting your tribe and protecting your mob. So it's interesting that that energy is the energy that's, you know, permeating the deck through this shuffle. Let's go with this one right here. All right, so with the Leo energy, Leos tend to be very loyal. The lion will sort of do whatever they need to do to protect their tribe, their pride. I think the pride is what the pack of lions is called. And so with this new moon in Leo, what we are being called to focus on is the vow. So we're being called to consider what it is that we want to vow or commit ourselves to over the next 18 months with the new moon energy. What is it that we can hold ourselves to almost through these, you know, these phases of the moon that we see here on this card? And what is it that is actually going to liberate us with this? Interesting, I said dove. It doesn't actually look like a dove. It is white. It looks like an eagle, to be honest. Oh, it's hard to tell. You know, but it's not eagle colors. I am going to take it as a dove. You know, it's got the white, that the dove is how I saw it when I first looked at it. So the dove is a symbol of purity, and it's a symbol of purity, the right intentions. Yeah, so the vow that we are able to make for ourselves and for our pride is the what is it over the next 18 months that we want to commit ourselves to bring in this sense of purity and liberation. how is the collective going to know what sort of events, or ooh, that was a jumper, what sort of events, what sort of experience, what is motivating the collective at this time when they consider the vows that they want to be taking over the next 18 months? What is motivating the collective? What is the collective? What's the experience grounding? No, I'm feeling this. No, they're going to come out together. Okay, I think we should just take a look at these first. Okay, we've got the Queen of Wands and the Six of Cups in reverse. So the Six of Cups is a card of wishing. Well, all right. I'm not reading the traditional meaning. The Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia and giving and taking. It's about childhood naivety and that sort of, fanciful love. And in this particular card, it almost reminds me of sort of Romeo and Juliet here, where Juliet sort of hanging out on the balcony, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? And this card has come up in reverse. So it tells me that, traditionally this sort of blends a little bit of the Six of Cups and the Seven of Cups meaning here, where, the Seven of Cups is a card of too many options, but also of delusion and not seeing things clearly. And yeah, what I feel right now, it's just a big sense of independence. The Queen of Wands here, she looks like she's sort of commanding her own army, she's in command of herself, and boy does she look like she's loving it, she looks very happy there. So yeah, I guess it seems like it's a bit of a love reading, though it could apply to work or business partnerships or many other things. But the vow here seems to be a vow of personal stability and personal freedom, and no longer waiting around or being indecisive about situations where you're being manipulated. There's controlling, contriving energies there that put you into a state of dissatisfaction, because that's another meaning of the Four of Cups, right? Normally there's the hand of God, and it's reaching a cup out of the clouds, and the guy's sort of sitting under the tree. He's got 3 cups beside him. He doesn't want any of those cups. He doesn't want to take the cup from the hand of God, and he's just sort of really dissatisfied with what he has. And yeah, with that being in reverse, it's saying that, and with the the Two of Swords here in reverse as well, it's saying that we're moving out of a period of being indecisive about what we're going to do and how we're going to manage these sorts of situations. And I feel very strongly that with the collective, that we're just not going to put up with those sorts of situations, and we have that power and ability to see them clearly for what they are, but not see as in with our eyes. We're seeing with our emotions. We're seeing with how situations are either able to bring in this glitter and gold into our cup, or they're not. All right, I want to look at a couple of, let's just see if we can come up with any tools or spaces that might assist the collective at this time. So, one of the things that's coming to mind is that it's okay to do things for your pride. It's okay to do things for your family, to support friends, to work on collective projects, and obviously to turn up in a partnership. But it's not okay to do that at the expense of self. And there's a couple of cards right here that are calling to me, and then we've got a couple of more. So I might actually take these and we'll see if we can put together a little bit of a story here. Ooh, these are so many more cards than I thought. All right. So we have got the seed, and the seed is obviously the kernel. It's everything that is packed into us. And the Bible has a quote, and it says that we have to have the faith of a mustard seed. And the idea there is that we can pack the whole universe into something that we can germinate and sprout. The next card that we have is the riddle. And what I'm getting here is that, and this is really focusing on a bit on the law of attraction. So every time we have an idea, every time I don't know where I've put my cup of tea. I might just go grab it. I need to take a sip. So in the quantum realm, every thought that we have, every idea, every desire, that's the word I was looking for, every desire that we have packs itself into one of these seeds. And the riddle can be a bit about when we don't have clarity of thought, when we're in this sort of Two of Swords, Two of Wands, this and that thinking, we can end up packing very opposing ideas, opposing seeds, right? And we pack those up with our desire, and we push them out into the quantum realm, and then we can struggle to understand why we're unable to manifest things, because we're sort of, we've got opposing energies in our quantum field, right? Something can be up and down, left or right in the quantum realm at the same time, but it can't be when it manifests into our reality. So the riddle here is just about being aware and understanding that that's how the quantum field works. Now, I just want to switch tacks here, because I was noticing that this snake here is a Mobius strip, and the Mobius strip is a geometrical object that you can traverse infinitely, because it has no beginning and it has no end. So I feel like solving the riddle here is either about integrating the fact that the seeds in the quantum field have no beginning and have no end, or let's see if we can get these ones want to jump out at me. All right, so what is this Mobius strip about? we have got the Tower in reverse and the Three of Cups in reverse. So the Tower, okay, these are the cards in the upright position. So the Tower is about things that are on shaky foundation, things that are not grounded. I was going to say not practical, but that would be more indicative if there was pentacles turning up here. With this Three of Cups, the Three of Cups is, you know, it is about togetherness, right? We've got these three birds here. It's about joy and celebration and, you know, reaping the benefits of those intimate and emotionally fulfilling connections that we have. So both of these came out in reverse, which tells me that what this Mobius strip is about, no beginning, no end, something that is you're traversing over and over and over again. It's about being unable to identify the areas that need to have a tower, the areas that need to be broken down because they aren't fulfilling. There is no emotional validation. There is no joy or community or connectedness in that situation. And so, I mean, that's really fitting if we look at this idea here of, you know, sly, foxy energy. Sometimes the business world can be like this, right? You know, sometimes we can go into partnership or work with organizations or take on contracts where people aren't there for the right reasons. Either they need you or you need them. And that can be a situation that is sufficient to keep an organization going because people can't turn their backs on the other, they can't be backstabbing the other because of that mutual need. But I think that this is saying that we should be looking at where we're planting seeds in the quantum realm that's based on mutual need rather than out of the just joy and fulfillment that we get. Like, these birds seem so content here together in this sunset or sunrise. I can't tell, probably a sunset. You know, they're just sitting out on the tree, they're enjoying life, they're there because they want to be there. They're there because there's some innate gratification or innate there's something that they get out of the situation without it having to be manufactured. And with the Tower, I think that that's what it's asking us to focus on. It's asking us to focus on where we are manufacturing some level of connection and I'm missing a piece here. So they're asking us to look at where we're manufacturing connection, we're manufacturing desire to stick together or stay together, and maybe to overcome the riddle, maybe to, you know, in order to stop seeding these sorts of situations, to be able to create the bridge that gets us, you know, obviously if you're on a Mobius strip, you can be going around and around and around and around. If that's a three-dimensional item, then you can take a projected point in the fourth dimension and you can see that it's a Mobius strip and that you're never going to get off of it. So maybe it's asking us to be able to move beyond. But let's just take a look and see what else the cards are saying. Okay, we've got the medallion. The medallion is usually about some sort of token. You can see that the hand is either giving this medallion or receiving it. But I often think of the medallion as almost like something like a generational thing, right? I have got some things from my grandparents and great grandparents, and even some things that from my family that I have inherited, and they're almost tokens of our family bond, of where the family's been and what the family's gone through. And maybe I'll share one of those on the channel, because I just picked one up from my storage locker, and I haven't had it on me, but I figured it's now something that maybe I want to have in my house or hang up, or just use it as something that I can use as a talking point, or like, I don't know. Let's see what else we've got here. We've got this sword, cutting through the light and the dark, finding truth and clarity in the matter. We've got the shadow, so integrating things in our life that we all have positive and negative. So there's no real, who's better, the Queen of Swords or the Queen of Wands? Well, each of those queens has positive aspects and negative aspects, and each of them handle things in different ways, and in different situations it might be more positive or more negative. So being able to cut away from the shadow, maybe being able to see with this medallion here. I'm sorry, my computer just keeps, it's not plugged in right now, and it just wants to, I'm gonna make sure I'm recording. I am. The medallion is asking, this is saying, where do we need to cut off? Whether it's looking for kudos, looking to fit in with our clan, or how we identify with our clan, and cut out those aspects that perpetuate us working or being in our shadow space. So let's just relay this back now to the vow here and the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands gathers her energy from the sun. So the Queen of Wands is, potentially one of the most spiritual queens in the deck. The Queen of Cups is highly intuitive, but she derives her inner sense from her intuition and from her ability. Well, that's her ability to gather knowledge, whereas the Queen of Wands goes directly to source. So with regards to these vows that we're taking, and whether that be for our tribe, one of the things that sort of just popped up here is that we can't be anything for anybody else if we can't be that thing for ourselves. You know how sometimes people will try to lose weight or quit smoke, get pregnant, or their partner gets pregnant and now they're going to quit smoking. But that motivation generally doesn't carry them through if they aren't able to move the motivation from that external thing and relate it back to their internal. This is really annoying me. I don't like when because I always feel like the computer's gonna shut down. It's just gonna stop recording. All right. Maybe I'll just move a little bit closer. No, I can't do that. All right, let's just wrap the reading up then. All right, we've got a couple more cards here. We have got Gnosis, and Gnosis is a state of going, it's deep internal reflection. It's understanding the laws of the universe and deep spiritual transformation. Let's see what else the guidebook has to say about Gnosis, because I'm feeling like there's a message here for the collective that that needs to be relayed, and I haven't hit it. Gnosis is 217. Okay, what does it say here? It says, those who say they know don't. Those who say they don't know, know. So what we're being asked to do is to let go of what it is that we think we know, and to redirect our energy towards the sun to allow new inspiration and new downloads to come in. You know, spirituality, much like everything, you know, like intellect or, you know, you could have, you know, you learn your addition, and then you learn multiplication, and then, you know, you go a bit higher and you realize that multiplication is nothing more than, you know, a summation of addition sequences. And so our knowledge is something that we build on, but if we hold on to our previous understandings, our lower level understanding of something, then we're going to fail to be able to grasp onto those higher level understandings. It says this card relates to the riddle and the shapeshifter. All concern themselves with revealing mystic truths. So that's what it's really asking us to do here. And so this is what we're being asked to do during this Leo new moon. And we've got now the last two cards is the Queen and the Heart. So you know, one of the things that I've always been good at personal transformation and transmuting energy. However, sometimes I allow myself to get stuck and get stagnant, and most of the time that has to do with the other people around me, or maybe there was some lack of or fear of wanting to move on and move into new circles, and you know, wanting to bring the pride, to bring the pack with me. But this Heart and this Queen are asking us to know that life is expansive, and to live in our heart center, and by being true to ourselves, we are able to continually, like, the universe self-selects for us what we experience in life, right? So if we remain true and to ourselves, then we don't have to worry about getting bogged down in this Four of Cups energy and being disgruntled about the people and the situations around us. We accept that everybody is on their own journey, they're going through things at their own time, and it allows us to sort of get out of this energy of the wishful thinker and the one who has these deep-seated desires that they're constantly pumping into their vortex. The quantum realm, what allows for infinite possibilities, but if we are continuously pumping things into our vortex where we haven't integrated the shadow, we aren't cutting between the light and the dark, and we're reaching for something, then those things are cluttering up our ability to manifest with better seeds that are in alignment with us and from our heart chakra. So, we receive information which, comes through this access here, grounding into the earth and reaching out into the universe. And then we project forward. So our reality in time is manifested with this energy, which is our heart-centered energy. So the more we remain in alignment with our heart and our true intentions, and where those intentions aren't coming from a place of being of two minds, where we're actually seeing where our cup is being filled and following our greatest excitement and honoring those emotions, then we'll become more online. So yeah, look, I hope this reading helps. This is just a clue on what you can be thinking about over the next 2 days as we come into this Leo new moon. I am a Leo sun sign, so this is a great opportunity for me to be setting those intentions for myself over the next 18 months. And of course, every new moon connects to us in different ways. So take a look at where Leo is in your sign relative to your ascendant, and focus on integrating this reading with the house that Leo is in. And if you take a look at that over the next 2 days, then you'll be in a much better place to set those intentions and to start manifesting with the new moon. All right, guys, thanks for being here, and we'll see you shortly.